Welcome to episode 14 of our legal podcast. I am your host, Karema. Welcome to Karema Legal Podcast. I am currently a law student studying on the barrister training course and bringing a wealth of knowledge and experience to our discussion. Welcome back to another episode of our legal podcast. Today's topic will speak on navigating employment rights and tackling workplace discrimination. Very interesting topic. We'll analyze in depth into current legal issues, breaking down complex topics into understandable insight. We'll touch on case studies, exploring real-world cases. Let's get started in today's episode. It is a crucial topic, employment rights and tackling workplace discrimination. Understanding these rights is vital, ensuring a fair and safe workplace environment. Let's get started. Look at the overview of employment rights. It's the general rights of employees. The overview basic rights include the rights to a written employment contract, pay rights, and safe work environment condition. Explanation of statutory rights such as maternity and paternity leave, sick pay, and redundant rights. The importance of understanding employment terms and conditions to prevent misunderstanding. Employment Rights Act 1996. The key provisions include protection against unfair dismissal, redundant pay, and the rights to request flexible working, practical advice on how employees can exercise their rights, and what to do if they feel their rights are being violated. Understanding workplace discrimination. Types of discrimination, definition and example of direct discrimination, indirect discrimination, harassment, and victimization. Real-life scenario to illustrate each type of discrimination, making the concept easier to understand. The Equality Act 2010, the overview of this Equality Act 2010, and the characteristic it protects: age, disability, gender, reassignment, marriage and civil partnership, pregnancy and maternity, race, religion or beliefs, sex and sexual orientation. Explanation of how the act aim to prevent discrimination and promote equality in the workplace and place. Practical tips. We'll look at some case law that highlights discrimination in workplace on employment law policy. So cases that we have that have shaped the employment law and discrimination policy. So we have, first one, we have Smith versus General Dynamics. This is a case from the US. And the overview of this case and facts of the legal argument presented to the court and the decision. So we'll analyze how this case has influenced age discrimination claim on employer practice. So the issue is, and the claimant, Smith, claimed that he faced age discrimination after being denied certain benefits due to his age. The case revolved around whether Smith was eligible for benefit under the existing laws. The outcome of the court ruling in favor of Smith, setting requirements for benefit should be applied without age discrimination. This case has influenced how age discrimination claim are highlighted and reinforce the necessity for fair treatment of employees, regardless of their ages. Second case will overlooked or looked over is Coleman versus Artrid law. Detailed summary of this case include the background, key legal issues, and the outcome. Discussion of the broader impacts of this case on disability discrimination in the workplace. The case is the issue is disability discrimination by association. The facts is Miss Coleman, a legal secretary, was discriminated because she was primary care of her disabled son. She argued that the Disability Discrimination Act should protect her from discrimination by association with her disability son. The outcome of the case is the European Court of Justice. The European Court of Justice ruled in favor of Miss Coleman, establishing that discrimination by association falls under the protection of the Disability Discrimination Act. This case extends the scope of protection against disability discrimination to include those who are associated with disability individual. The third case case studies we'll look at is Jones versus Boots Co Ltd. The narrative of this case highlights the experience of the claimant and the legal principle established. Will explain our explanation of how this case has contributed to the understanding and headline of radical discrimination at work. The issue is racial discrimination. On the fact Mr. Jones experienced racial discrimination at his workplace, included verbal abuse and physical harm by colleagues. The legal challenge was to determine the employer's liability for the discriminatory act of its employees. The outcome, the court ruled in favor of Mr. Jones, emphasizing that employers can be held liable for discriminatory acts committed by employees during their employment. This case set a significant precedent for addressing racial discrimination in the workplace, reinforce employers' responsibility to maintain a discrimination-free environment. The third case studies we'll look at is Jones versus Boots. The third case studies we'll look at is Jones versus Boots Co Ltd. The narrative of the case highlights the experience of the claimant and the legal principle established. The explanation of how this case has contributed to the understanding and handling of racial discrimination at workplace. Addressing discrimination in the workplace. Steps employment can take. Advice on what to do if you experience discrimination. Include documents, incident, and seeking support from colleagues or union representative, how to file a grievance or complaint within the company. Include tips on effective communication and persistence. inform an external resource such as ACF, advisory, consolation, and arbitration service, and employment tribunal for resolving dispute, legal remedy, and support. Overview of legal remedy available for victims of discrimination, such as compensation, reinstatement, and legal costs. Importance of seeking legal advice and support included how to find a solicitor specialized in employment law. It's always so whatever legal advice you need, the type of law, and it's always good to find someone, a solicitor, who specializes in the area of law to process in. Promoting diversity and inclusion. Strategy for promoting diversity and inclusion include fair recruitment, practice, employee resource group, and mentoring programs. Benefits of a diverse and inclusive workplace, such as increased employee satisfaction to productivity. Regular review and updates, importance of regular reviews and updates, company policy to ensure compliance with current laws and best practice, how to gather and act on employee feedbacks to continuously improve the workplace employment environment. Well, we recapped on this topic and open future podcasts will touch on different topics and go deeper. Some of the topics that we speak on today. And we have touched a wide variety and it's a broad topic. So we're encouraged to stay informed about employment rights and proactive in addressing workplace discrimination. Invitation to listen, to send in question or topics for further podcasts. This podcast expand outline, meet your needs for the podcast episode. If there are any additional details or questions you would like, reachable to others that would like the help of this episode. Thank you for listening. I am your host, Karema. I'm excited to have you here and share new topics, new tip each week. And for now, thank you for listening.